I don't know what's happening. Anyway, Call of Duty multiplayer event should be happening here in just a couple of seconds. We'll see what happens.
Target is coming into focus, transmitting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Let's go!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, chat. Here we go.
Here we go. Hi, everyone. I'm David Vonderhaar,
Did I call that?
Studio Design Director at Treyarch.
Called it.
Welcome to the multiplayer reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. On behalf of the teams at Treyarch and Raven and all our development partners across the world, thank you for joining us. Today, we do a little recon across all Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. The world, the missions, the weapons, the characters, and the systems. And you know, we'll make some fun announcements along the way. From here on out, we talk directly to you, the best fans in gaming. Joining me throughout the show is a big cast of characters from across the studio, along with some of your favorite Call of Duty content creators and streamers. One thing you've come to expect from a Black Ops game is that we are never quite satisfied with the status quo. We are always looking for a way to do it better. But some things shouldn't change, and for every multiplayer game we make, one thing hasn't: how we start things off. This is the worldwide debut of the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer trailer.
Let's go, baby. Math, Vonderhaar looking old. Bro, I bet you he's stressed out from not having an entire year to finish his thing. Woo, chat! PlayStation 5.
Threat neutralized.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books
Operate in the shadows.
to keep the wolves at bay.
Today, we reshape the world.
What the fuck are we doing in Miami?
Let them come.
Big Papa pick the war up. Jack no force of overcrowd. Any repercussions in your mouth. Bitch clip all the time. Big Papa pick the war up. Rule flows, and that's how it's on.
Go, go, go! Time to punch that.
That looks so sweet, dude.
Secure the sub.
I'll take care of this.
Strike inbound. Evade the maneuver.
Ah, shit.
Soviet convoy disabled.
I'll drive.
Chat, there's so much going on. Tanks.
Big Papa pick the war up.
RCXD, baby. Wait a second. Taking out a tank? Hold on.
Keep pushing. Yo, over here!
Dude, okay. Oh, man. This looks so cool, dude. Oh my god,
Pre-order a digital
dude.
copy and get early access to the open beta and instant access to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone.
October 8th, guys. October 8th is multiplayer beta.
You just saw it. This is an
was
unapologetically
fire.
Cold War game set in the 80s, but it's still a Black Ops game. And for over a decade, we built our multiplayer experiences atop a core set of guiding principles. They form our pillars: deniable operations that deploy around the world, signature combat tailored to how you play, connected experiences that deliver free, robust, ongoing content, and integrate deeply into the next evolution of Warzone. Today, we're going to explore each of these facets of multiplayer. We're going to show you how this globe-trotting, cinematically connected experience is our most immersive yet. And then, we're going to show it to you in a way we never could before, with a little help from some friends. First up, the bedrock of Black Ops, deniable operations. These are the places in multiplayer you never saw and the things you never did. The missions that stay off the books and the targets and sources who stay off the record. The Cold War we set out to build is realistic. It's plausible. Most importantly, it's inspired by a gritty historical tone that we've woven into every element of our game's world and story and gameplay. Chaotic and always confidential, the deniable ops lie at the heart of multiplayer, raising the bar while creating a clear and unique narrative that influences every bit of our world building. For Black Ops Cold War, that world building drove each multiplayer level in two ways: with the signature level design you've come to expect, and by pushing the visual bar and immersing players into a narrative of unfolding events. The fight to recover a downed satellite in the Central African desert, battles that unfold on the neon-soaked streets of Miami's famed South Beach. Deniable ops are the Black Ops stories inspired by history, but forgotten by the history books. We've selected 5 maps to give you a small taste of the range of deniable ops awaiting in multiplayer. Later today, you'll see them played, but here's a few of my teammates to share what they loved most from how they were made.
My name is Brittany Beidelman. I'm a level designer.
I'm Kendall Snow, associate level designer.
I'm Brittany Perello, producer.
I'm Matt Kutris, senior level designer.
In Satellite, a top secret American recon satellite
Has lost power.
And crashed in the deserts of Angola.
What up,
With higher
MPI?
DJI
How you
forces
doing,
closing
bud?
in.
Now it's a race to secure the crash site.
What I love about Satellite is the fact that it's just this amazing natural space.
Just
Because
soaking it
larger
in right
maps
now.
have more components, we can apply more details into maps like Satellite, which make them feel even more natural. The satellite at the center is like a king of the hill. Anyone who wants it has to run toward you because it's raised higher than the rest of the map.
I'm usually playing one of two ways: all in, full ham, dying again and again. Or in objective modes, I'll flank and get the jump on people. Satellite scratches both of those itches. Even though it's an outdoor space, the map's 2 different regions mean I can play long and short range tactics.
I'll be honest, I am trash with the sniper rifle, but a shotgun, that I can do. I have always been a big fan of close quarters combat, and there is great cat and mouse style gameplay in Satellite.
The Crash Satellite is a super fun spot to try and outplay your enemies. Predict which way they'll circle the debris to run up behind them, or just duck inside the satellite and take your shot.
This is going to be one of those classic Black Ops maps the world knows and loves for how quickly engagements fire up. East and West collide on the open seas in a top secret mission.
Inspired by a real-life event, Project Azorian, CIA, JSOC, and Soviet forces converge to recover a sunken prototype nuclear Soviet submarine from the ocean floor.
The calm waters of Armada explode into massive naval conflict as players battle for control of large naval vessels.
With no lanes walling you in, players can engage on ships' decks, in the water, and on vehicles like wake runners and gunboats. Armada is chaos in the best way.
This really cool map that gives this amazing sense of exploration. There are so many little individual areas to find and new ways to surround or flank your enemies and get the upper hand.
A hidden safe house has been discovered right in the heart of the USSR, in the shadow of Moscow's opulent train station. With Spetsnaz dispatched, the area has gone hot.
So the Moscow map is set in the dead heart of a big city. So you're wandering through these streets with a bunch of cars, and there's tall buildings on either side of you.
There's this sense that you've been dropped into a point in history.
First thing I do is run right to the center because that's where all lanes cross in the Moscow map. And eventually, it doesn't take long, people are going to run through the metro station. So you can just sit there and wait, but chances are there's going to be people running right into your line of fire right off the bat.
It's a classic 3-lane map where teamwork really makes the dream work.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. I like that they're integrating both the
January
3-lane
17th,
idea and the
1980.
open idea.
This location is heavily influenced by Miami's famous, or perhaps infamous, Ocean Drive. This is a night map, but one unlike players have seen before.
You can sneak through dark, shadowy alleys, go out onto the beach, out into the ocean.
You can dive in the water and wade along the coast to get the drop on the other side.
Or you can just go right down the street and bask in the neon light.
And use your nuke tube
The first
war
time
machine.
I played through Miami, I could hear this 80s nightclub music playing through the walls of one of the buildings. The little details make it lifelike and it becomes this joy to experience.
Very hard, Captain. Very
Basically,
hard.
my goal is to never be on the main street in the center because that is sniper heaven and that is Brittany hell. So I always go and try to flank and get those snipers from the back.
Our art and design teams worked really hard to bring the best possible night experience to the players. You'll see that play out when you sneak in the shadows on the beach or engage enemies in the center strip.
It really makes people feel like they're in Miami in the 80s. It's pretty cool.
In Crossroads, NATO has learned a large Soviet missile convoy is on its way to the border.
Special Forces dispatch alongside
wanna-
MI6
is that real,
to
or is
ambush
that
the
just a
convoy and secure the
cinematic?
weapons before all hell breaks loose.
Soviet convoy disabled.
It's one of our most cinematic maps with a boots-on-the-ground feel that feels pulled from the campaign.
Your team will want to hold down and protect its own outpost to guarantee access to one of these tanks. But infantry
worried
combat
about the
doesn't
tanks,
take a
too.
backseat in Crossroads, as natural terrain and foliage masks movements and provides tactical advantages.
There's a bunch of snowmobiles when you first spawn, and it's a mad dash to grab one. And now, running people over with the snowmobile is my favorite thing to do.
Each environment changes the dynamic of how you play and caters to unique loadouts. Crossroads is a bigger map, and that allows you to play the way you want to play.
The RCXD, though, Maths, looks like it takes out a tank
The
right
beaches
there.
of
so
Miami, a frozen over lake,
You
the
could
open
have-
ocean. Our visual research department racked up miles visiting them all. Because if you're going to deploy around the globe in this game, that required them to do the same. The mission for our artist is absolute authenticity. Step one in that process is photo scanning thousands of real-world objects, terrains, and materials. Those assets ensure our upgraded, physically based renderer delivers the best-looking Black Ops yet. True 4K, high dynamic range with a true color and tone. Ray tracing on systems that support it. Photometric lighting courtesy of our Luminaire system, and overhauled contour terrain system.
Give me that
The result is
PS5,
gritty,
baby.
it's believable, I dare say it's got ambience. Most importantly, it sets the perfect stage for multiplayer combat. On that note, here's Matt with more on the modes and missions ahead.
Okay, this is what I
We've
was
talked a
wanting.
little bit
'cause
about
it's like,
where you'll play, but let's talk about what you'll play when you get there. In Black Ops Cold War, our classic game modes are returning and they're better than ever. From the tried and true Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy, to the return of the competitive game mode Control, we've taken a fresh eye to all of your favorites. We're encouraging more meaningful gameplay with larger capture zones and Domination. We're updating spawn systems in Hardpoint. And now we show you where the next Hardpoint will spawn so you can regroup, rotate, and set up for the next fight.
I like
Across
that.
all of our classic modes, we're working hard to make this the most rewarding and competitive multiplayer experience yet. And while your go-to modes are coming back better than ever, let's talk about the innovative new modes you'll be going to next.
Okay.
With that, let me introduce you to my teammate Marquise Gladney, who's here to tell you about the brand new multiplayer experience we call VIP Escort.
So I'm wondering if they
VIP
move
Escort
vehicles
began
into
with a
certain
question.
game modes.
How can we create a game mode inspired by the kind of real-life, totally true, but completely redacted Black Ops that first inspired this franchise? The result is Extraction in its purest form, a new 6-on-6 objective-based game mode we call VIP Escort. In Black Ops, we normally task you with fighting, but VIP Escort turns that on its head with a new mechanic. If you're selected as a VIP, your #1 job, it's to live. In this team-based op, your team will try to escort you off the map or eliminate the other team trying to stop you. As VIP, you'll skip Create a Class, you're too important after all. Instead, you'll deploy with a kitted out pistol, a smoke grenade, a spy plane for team intel, and a whole lot of hope that your team knows what the hell it's doing. The mission? Stay alive and escape the map. To do so, you'll need to reach one of 2 possible exfil sites, which rotate over the course of the match to keep teams on their toes. There are stakes here. If you die, that ends the round. But team up and you can get your squad back on their feet quickly via Last Stand and Revive. Each team's choices and tactics create layers of strategy and counterplay, injecting the best of Black Ops themes directly into this competition. Will your team pull Cold War mind games and misdirection by splitting up the squad to draw fire and create distractions for the VIP? Or is a full-on assault more their style? Will they travel ahead and scout, run protection detail, or take a bullet for you Secret Service style? My personal keys to victory? I stick close and escort the VIP and defend them at all costs. If the VIP doesn't make it out alive, it won't matter if you do. This new deniable operation only scratches the surface of what it means to play Cold War multiplayer.
Up next, we want to share another new way to play that goes above and beyond that classic 6v6 experience you've come to expect. Combined Arms is where multiplayer gets bigger and badder, bringing together the best of multiplayer's large-scale battles by combining infantry and vehicular gameplay into a single cohesive combat experience. In Combined Arms Domination, players will deploy into 12 versus 12 battles, each customized and unique to its own environment. But these battles aren't just bigger or more chaotic. We've worked hard to ensure the 2 levels of boots on the ground and all-out vehicular warfare complement and enhance one another on each map.
So
Tanks,
ground war.
snowmobiles, wake runners, gunboats, and more. These vehicles amplify the action, sure, but they also create jaw-dropping moments right in the middle of the fight. The way I personally play Combined Arms depends on my mood. If I'm going for the win, it's rally time.
So, like
and
I
I'm
was
pushing
saying,
to capture every
they've
objective on the map.
They've
Whether that
sectioned
means
off
loading up a
vehicles
gunboat
into
on Armada or
a
popping
ground
smokes so
war
my team can
scenario.
cross the
So you
frozen
can
lake
play
and
a
crossroads.
game mode that doesn't
I'm
have any
putting my
vehicles.
try-hard pants on and making it happen. And that's the thing. In Combined Arms, almost anything can happen. I'll seek out fun moments that aren't possible in other modes, like ziplining onto the enemy ship and seeing how long I can last before getting taken out. At launch, you can expect even more Combined Arms maps and modes, each tailored and tuned to bring the most fun, frenetic action this
That's
format
what
can
they're
deliver.
basically calling their ground
Take
war
Armada,
Combined
our
Arms.
most unique map to date. You saw earlier that the only life preservers on this sea-based map are your tactics, as each capture
I
zone
really,
requires a
really like
different
the
approach.
idea of this map.
Will you attack surgically with a 2-seater wake runner, gather your squad and storm the main ship? From zip lines that traverse the map to all new naval
I
tactics,
really, really, really like the
Armada
idea
is
of this
Combined
map.
Arms Domination
It looks
realized,
so good.
bringing high stakes, high speed combat to the high seas. On Crossroads, you'll trade your wetsuit for a snowsuit, fighting for control of Soviet bunkers across the frozen tundra. With high-powered tanks patrolling the frozen lake and surrounding roads, you'll need to choose how to take on those slow movers. So whether you're hopping onto a snowmobile for a quick flank or rolling up your sleeves and sticking on some C4, the story is yours to write
up,
in
Soy Sauce?
Combined
How's it
Arms
going?
Domination. That's it for Deniable Operations for now. We ziplined, crossed frozen lakes, and dipped into Miami's beaches. That's really just the start of the full Deniable Ops experience. Add up the work on your favorite classic game modes to the arrival of new modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination, and it all stacks up to our most ambitious multiplayer yet. One you can play any way you want and in new ways you never expected. If you're a Call of Duty League fan, we have a bunch of new stuff lined up just for you. Stay tuned. This may be a multiplayer game built for everyone, but these will be your Deniable Operations. And now, I'll turn it over to Tony to talk about what we mean when we say signature combat.
Thanks, Matt. Now, a lot has changed for us since the first Black Ops game. From our development pipelines to totally new technologies, but some things haven't changed. And after over a decade of making Black Ops games, we're more inspired than ever to keep honing in on that authentic, classic Black Ops feel, all while taking it to new heights. Now we know that to you, combat is more than just pointing and shooting. It's about how your operator moves and weaves through your surroundings. It's feeling the power of your weapon, how it reacts in your hands. It's the sound of bullets storming past you, the rattle and bang of firing your weapon. In Cold War, we're back to plausible, authentic, boots-on-the-ground combat. And that has allowed us to not only refine the feel of the game, but build on all the classic foundations of Black Ops. Heads-up gameplay, automated healing, and grounded movement. Keeping your player experience in the front of our minds has also inspired a fresh wave of thinking across our Create Class and Score Streak systems, where we're introducing features that bring unprecedented transparency to your planning and cinematic wow moments to when you're playing. Now, innovating systems while still capturing that signature Black Ops super smooth feel is a notoriously tricky thing to get just right, and we put everything we have into it for each game. This is an absolute team effort, so I brought some of my friends from the combat team to help tell you about our initiatives for this game and how they've resulted in signature combat that feels just right. Here's Max Porter to start us off.
We've taken lessons learned from across Black Ops and the entire Call of Duty franchise to land on a truly best-in-class weapon experience. The gun is almost always right in front of you and must look great. From a gun's seams down to its grime, the level of detail in Black Ops Cold War has never been higher. But our weapons also need to move in a realistic manner. You'll feel it in this game, whether you're clocking from long range or firing from the hip. When we think about a gun, we think about the way it looks, the way it's gonna move, but a big part of a gun's personality is the sound that it makes. It's like the bark of a dog. We're sort of imagining all these guns as characters. That just adds to that level of realism and that sort of immersive quality that is unique to Call of Duty. It's this multifaceted approach to how weapons look, animate, and sound that together defines the feel of Cold War's signature gunfighting experience. Here's Alvin with a debrief on some of the other combat systems waiting for you in Cold War.
Let's talk about two of the most significant and impactful features of multiplayer: Create a Class and Score Streaks. Our goal with Create a Class in Cold War is to empower you without making trade-offs. This year, better starts with simpler. Create a Class will be a slot-based system. No longer governed by allocations or the Pick 10 system, you'll always boast a full class of a primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade,
I like that,
and a set of perks. Field upgrades are items placed in the world to give your team an advantage. You can earn them solely based on time, not score, and they are the only type of game content that works on a cooldown that lasts after death. Now, wild cards are back. In this system, in every class, you can pick one of 4 wild cards that let you do things like load your primary weapon with up to 8 attachments, carry up to 6 perks, double the number of lethals and tacticals you have, or carry 3 primary perks from any mix of categories. Of course, a key component of Create a Class is the gunsmith. In Black Ops Cold War, there are more optics and attachments to unlock and configure than ever before. Every primary weapon can be customized with 54 attachments across 8 different nodes or attachment points, with at least 6 options per attach point. By default, you can equip 5 attachments or 8 with the
I love how
Gunfighter
they have
Wildcard.
redacted on some of those
For the
things.
first time, Gunsmith will show you what equipping an attachment does as a positive or negative percentage. You can now build
Like the
backwards,
names are redacted.
specking out the perfect gun for results you want to see in the field. This takes the guesswork out of the system and helps us on our never-ending quest to make the most balanced Call of Duty game you've ever played. There's one more thing I need to talk about. First up, we've updated Score Streaks so that earned score is kept through death. This change gives all players a chance to engage with Score Streaks, one of the most visceral and fun experiences across
interesting.
multiplayer's signature combat. If you do go on a streak and string together multiple kills before your own death, streak score bonuses help you earn into those higher-powered Score Streak tiers. To prevent Score Streak spam, each Score Streak will go on a cooldown after it's used to pace out frequency. So, what Score Streaks are we talking about? Well, your favorites are back, but we've also got a few surprises. Score Streaks in Cold War can be used in all the classic ways: to aid in taking an objective, to save your team, to break up the pace of the game with a fun new experience. We've also tailored strategy into the system, as Score Streaks can often be neutralized with a counter Score Streak. And And now I'll pass it over to Sunny to share more about our operators and how they move in Black Ops Cold War.
I was feeling the same way, Spike. I don't know about the score streak
Elite,
system.
covert, powerful. When you play as a Cold War operator, you won't just step into the boots of a highly trained precision instrument. Every movement will have a purpose. To increase the fidelity and feel of even the smallest elements, modelers, animators, and concept artists all work side by side, planning for every point of contact with every gun, every stance and position, every scenario. Thanks to increased dynamic bone counts, we've been able to enhance the effects of physics and gravity on what you carry, from the weight of your gear, like pouches and grenades, to the way a wallet chain or rope sways as you sprint. Your entire operator will move more naturally than ever. Here's 4 specific ways movement has improved through new cutting-edge techniques in animation and programmatic movement. The first is sprint takeoff. This is the feature that gives your operator a running start. You start with a little sprint and then it slows down to normal speed. This lets you feel the momentum of like where you're going and where you're going to end up. We wanted to preserve the fluidity and fun of an operator's ability to slide. In Black Ops Cold War, when you slide, you start and end in a crouch position in a believable way. This allows 2-player movement states to function better as one, all while improving gameplay and enhancing pace. Footstep control also plays a big part of the new movement system. Go faster and you'll make more noise. Of course, we still have Ninja as a perk, but Ninja is no longer the only way to keep quiet. Whether or not you're crouched, how loud you get is now directly tied to how fast you're moving. Lastly, we've incorporated a classic jump with a much more natural height, which will very briefly slow you down on landing. Our goal in all of these movement mechanics is to ensure operators' actions are not just authentic, but intuitive. When you press a button or a key, you should always feel in control of your operator, and this system has been built to translate your decisions into dynamic movement more seamlessly than ever. The era of the game might be the 80s, but the characters you play will move and shoot like the world's most highly skilled operators.
Signature combat. It isn't just how a gun is shot, it's how that gun feels, how it sounds, how it's designed to create a combat experience. And combat isn't just about conflict, it's also movement. So the fluid ways in which your operators shift around the AO and carry the gear you outfit them in is just as important as the choices you give them. Choices like the overhauled Creative Class system, or all those attachment possibilities in Gunsmith, or the new ways you can earn and deploy score streaks in the thick of battle. These combat initiatives work together to deliver the most intuitive, plausible, authentic, boots-on-the-ground experience possible, and they are at the heart of Black Ops Cold War. Now on that note, I'd like to introduce Miles, who's going to discuss some of the biggest innovations yet.
Thanks, Tony. All right, everyone, let's talk Warzone.
Okay, here we go.
You've seen how we're pouring it all into the Cold War multiplayer experience, but let's confirm it right here, right now. Black Ops Cold War will also usher in the next evolution of Call of Duty Warzone, continuing and expanding the blockbuster Battle Royale free-to-play experience. And it'll be a true evolution, with Warzone not merely picking up where the Modern Warfare climax left off narratively, but also interweaving the themes, locations, weapons, and vehicles of Black Ops Cold War right into the action. Cold War and Warzone will also share post-launch content from a narrative standpoint across both the Battle Pass system and item shop content. This interlinks Call of Duty in ways that evolve the Warzone experience while delivering jaw-dropping moments. So yeah, you can expect some surprises along the way. One surprise we're avoiding is the feeling of starting over. It's important to us that you can still use your characters and weapons and progression-related items, which is why investment and progress in Cold War is reflected in Warzone. While these are two very big games, from the beginning, they've been built to work together. Your player experience is everything to us. So we're making sure Black Ops Cold War and Warzone share progression, with much of your previously earned Modern Warfare content, from weapons to cosmetics, still available for use in both Warzone and Modern Warfare. We're collaborating with our studio partners across Call of Duty to preserve continuity while building a new chapter of Warzone that'll immerse you into all of the best elements of Black Ops Cold War. That's multiple studios totally committed to continuing this new tradition of insanely fun, absurdly accessible Warzone action. We can't wait for you to see how Verdansk and all of Call of Duty will evolve in the year ahead. But that sense of interconnectedness, it extends beyond just Warzone. That's why I'm excited to confirm that Black Ops Cold War will not only support cross-platform play and progression, but will also deliver cross-generation play to the game.
That's insane.
That's because Black Ops Cold War is, at its heart, a connected experience. And playing together on whatever platforms you prefer only betters that
Cross-generation,
experience.
dude, that's
Cross-play
insane.
and cross-progression across current and next-generation systems across all modes. That won't be easy, but it's worth it to allow fans who have never had a chance to play together to squad up and deploy, no barriers between them. And with the Battle Pass system delivering a steady stream of post-launch content, Black Ops Cold War will be the very first cross-platform, cross-generation Call of Duty experience, making it the deepest game in franchise history. Vaughn, where do we go next?
Yeah, Miles. On the subject of platforms, we've got a very special guest, Mark from Beanox.
Hey, what's up, Van? On behalf of Beanox, we are extremely excited and proud to bring Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to Battle.net as the lead PC developer. PC continues to be a critically important pillar of game development for the Call of Duty franchise. In addition to the major improvements we have made to Call of Duty PC in the past, including uncapped frame rates, high refresh rate support, and customized field of view, we're always looking for ways to improve features and customizable settings. One of the biggest improvements this year is that the Black Ops engine now runs on DirectX 12. This has led to a huge improvement in terms of performance and latency reduction. For players who prioritize immersive gameplay, we have a great partnership with NVIDIA to bring ray trace effects, performant accelerating deep learning super sampling or DLSS, and RayFX latency optimization technology. We will implement ray trace shadows and ambient occlusion to improve the quality of light shadow and sunlight shadow. This improves surface and contact detail and fixes problems associated with traditional shadow mapping techniques like aliasing, freckling, and disconnected shadows. Also, we will be implementing AI-powered DLSS, so players will be able to increase their frame rate while maintaining the visual quality of the game. For players looking for better responsiveness, we've integrated the Reflex low latency technology to lower system latency. This combines both GPU and game optimization. We're also happy to announce that Reflex will be coming to Call of Duty Warzone in the future. We have so much more to talk about, but right now I would like to hand it back to David Van Dorn. Van?
We've declassified a whole lot today, and one thing is clear. Black Ops Cold War is here, and it's ushering in a new chapter of deniable operations that are undeniably Call of Duty at its very best. Realistic, plausible, gritty. You've seen our team-wide commitment to storytelling, infusing the story and spirit of the Cold War narrative into everything we do, even in multiplayer. You've seen our emphasis on authenticity shine through every location, every weapon, every vehicle, every character. Each one telling a story we can't wait for you to uncover and experience. You've seen us challenge ourselves to not only innovate on classic game modes, but introduce a new generation of instant classics. Modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination. You'll see that duo played today, and it's just the start, as we've got massive drops of free content planned post-launch, including new and limited time modes. No matter what type of multiplayer gamer you are, you'll find something for you. Tying it all together is that signature combat you love. Grounded and always realistic, you'll move fast and fluid, feel powerful when you need to be, and customized just the way you want to be. The new Creative Class and Score Streak systems give you even more of what you love, infusing more control and cinematic moments with less friction between you and the gameplay than ever before. And this is a true connected experience. Warzone and Cold War. The events in one will impact the events in the other, expanding Call of Duty in new ways you've never seen before. And Black Ops Cold War is not only a cross-platform game, but it's also a cross-generation cross-platform game. Now, that should be the end of our show, but this wouldn't be a Black Ops multiplayer reveal without some Black Ops style mind games. We have talked a lot today about what Black Ops is, how it feels, what it does, But for over 10 years, Black Ops is also something else. A game that consistently presses the boundaries about what multiplayer means. Our team relentlessly looks for opportunities to offer new types of multiplayer experiences. In Black Ops Cold War, we're excited to be launching an entire new category of multiplayer gameplay called Fireteam. This new format of multiplayer brings together everything that we loved about making Cold War and everything you'll love about playing Cold War. Across every Fireteam mission and mode, you'll discover some of the most imaginative game loops we have ever designed. The Fireteam format allows us to emphasize teamwork and reward creativity. And it allows you to do things you've never done in Black Ops multiplayer before. You'll fight in squads of 4 called fire teams. You'll deploy into larger maps, play fast, pushing through multiplayer objectives and modes that demand quick thinking. The action won't just affect you, but the environment you battle in. Enter Fireteam Dirty Bomb, one of the most unique game loops we've ever imagined. You and your team must search for uranium. Then, deliver that uranium to Dirty Bomb's position around the map. Deposit uranium and detonate the bomb. Now, avoid radioactive fallout as you navigate a toxic battlefield. Every decision you make impacts your survival rate and your success rate. We can't wait to tell you even more about Fireteam Dirty Bomb and the other Fireteam modes and maps in the weeks ahead as we get closer to our public beta. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Let's play Black Ops Cold War.
Is that supposed to be like Spec Ops, where it's you versus the computer and like a endless wave of enemies type thing? That's what I feel like that is. Are they replaying it? We've already seen this.
Threat neutralized.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
I feel like we're just replaying
we work
it again.
off the books.
Operate in the shadows.
To keep the wolves at bay.
Today, we reshape the world.
What the fuck are we doing in Miami?
Let them come.
This map is undeniably like the thing that's got me most excited. 2 warships going back and forth. That seems pretty cool.
Go, go, go! Time to punch that top guard.
Secure the sub.
I'll take care of this.
I don't know, it really makes me wonder. How are they gonna
Ah, shit. Soviet convoy disabled.
I don't see how they implement any of this into Warzone as far as maps or whatever. I can understand guns and that sort of stuff, but they need some map changes for Warzone.
Big Papa kick the war up.
It'd be interesting to see if the RCXD does kill.
Yo, over here!
Pre-order a digital copy and get early access to the open beta and instant access to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone.
Hey, there we go. Zombies, baby. There it is. Good thing we stuck around. Now we're replaying it, right? Chat, I'm tired of seeing the same thing. I want to know whether I'm done or not, because there was a little tiny bit of zombies right there that I had to see.
Welcome to the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War worldwide multiplayer reveal. The Depths and Treyarch just gave us our first look into the details around the next generation of global combat for Cold War multiplayer, so thank you, team.
We are pumped to start showcasing all the different deniable operations and signature combat experiences they've been talking about. This right here is where we step into the awesome chaos of multiplayer, and wow, does what they've got on tap this year look good.
We're going live with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, bringing you action from dozens of top creators and CDL pros from across the planet, from their homes to our studio to you in a way and scale we've never done before. Each one of them is
I feel
about
you,
to
MPI.
deep
Have a
dive
good
into
one,
the
dude.
game, and we'll be
Hey,
jumping
appreciate
on
the
board
follow.
with them to get you all the action from their point of view.
Right here is the place where we're giving you the goods. Core 6v6 style Black Ops modes like TDM, Kill Confirmed, and Domination.
And we're about to wreak some havoc in brand new modes like Combined Arms, which just happens to include the vehicle-fueled warfare we gave you a little taste test of earlier.
So like
This
they said, they seem to have the
worldwide reveal
vehicles
also means
restrained
you're
to
about
Combined
get your
Arms.
first good look at the highly competitive VIP export mode.
And as a bonus for everyone watching this stream, we'll also talk about how Treyarch is approaching free post-launch content for Black Ops Cold War, as well as how they've optimized multiplayer for PlayStation 5.
This sounds awesome! Are you okay? Are you ready?
Holy shit, yes, I am ready!
Let's do this.
Okay.
What's up, guys? I'm Nameless, and I'm here to make sure that you guys don't miss any of the crazy moments that we have throughout the day. We have some of the top streamers from around the entire world itching to play Cold War, and we're going to be kicking it off here very shortly. These guys have been streaming. These are your favorite guys playing, different games that we've had over the years, and playing up some of them on the screen right now. We are going to have some of the guys that I've been loving to play with and watch over the years. Bobby Paul,
Think about being these people.
Cat Conti.
Think about
Cat
being on
Gun,
these
Legion.
being
these
these
guys
people
from
who are
YouTube,
able to
from
play
Twitch, from all
2
over
or
the
3 months
world. One of my
before.
favorites being Nick Merckx, Noah J, Sean J Gaming, and also Marksman. I can't wait to watch these guys drop in on our Armada.
Teep,
Symphony,
Tim,
Teep,
Trimax,
Tim the Tatman.
bro.
Hopefully
Imagine.
he can stay on the map. And
Imagine,
also
bro.
Trimax. It's going to be an incredible day. We also have many more, as well as some of our CDL pros. They're going to be all participating today. And now let's take a look at what these guys are going to be starting off with. We have 12 versus 12 Combined Arms Domination on Armada. This is the first map ever to be fully
It makes me wonder if this is
But
the
let's
stuff that
kick
we
things
already
off,
saw that
and
was
I'm gonna
leaked.
throw it to Maven and Merc.
Thank you so much, Nameless. Yes, for the commentary, myself and Big Merc. How you doing, buddy?
I'm just so excited to be here. Obviously, we love revealing these things, and while I cannot wait to jump into the gameplay, the trailers, they just look so darn good.
Yeah, it's like death taxes, and we know we've got a new Call of Duty every year, and I'm excited to get into this and look at all, the new modes, the new vehicles, all the stuff we're going to touch on, whether it's for casual player, competitive player. We're going to go through all the cool features this game has. We've obviously had some eyes on with it, seen some of the players playing it, looked at some of the internal stuff, and it's just really cool, like the passion and excitement. Well, you saw from all the devs, everybody's ready to get this game out there for people to play.
Yeah, just so many new things that we're going to be taking a look at, just so many new features. As Nameless was saying, this map entirely on water. There's vehicles you can take around the map. You can play on the boats. There's going to be 5 different zones. It's first to 400. And well, there's
it
just
looks
so many
so
different ways to play
large,
the map.
dude.
All right, so what, kicking it off with Noah J, the Easter egg man himself. He has been popping off lately. It's awesome to see his success, and obviously a very talented Call of Duty player in his own right. We'll see if he can hit with the sniper. Just taking a look at our good buddy Mud Dog's in there, Jericho, Teep. You've got a full
Bro, he's
laundry
smacking
list
him
of
right
just
now,
popular
Noah J. That was
streamers
pretty
going off
good.
as Noah J hitting shots.
And just right away, you look at this map, you look at this gameplay, and doesn't it just look like Treyarch? The color palette pops out. You have so many different attachments that we're going to be going with. You see the kill feed.
Man,
you have the traditional Black Ops
got some
mini-map.
nice latency
Man,
going
I just
on.
love Treyarch.
No, yeah, I love the mini-map. So the first things we
Looks
noticed
like
when
WW2.
you took a look at the new title coming out this year, but Noah, as you'll see in pubs,
As
more
in
often
like
than not,
like
he's
the
set up in a
game
power
WW2
position,
or like
snipe in hand, just
WW2
looking to drop numbers,
the
but-
war WW2.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for so long, comfortable with every dev, every title.
Because I mean, you got ship warfare going on, you know,
has
but
to offer, but. Yeah, it's what Nameless was saying. Just this is like what the
yeah,
first
I was
map that's
thinking, I was like,
completely
man,
on
I don't know
water.
how
You already
much
see score
time
streaks
and
coming in, so that was a
detail they've been
attack
able to put
chopper
in just due to the
as
fact
he
that
is
it's
just dominating the other team, but still a tight race in the score department.
Yeah, I mean, his first clip when he first tweeted out, I was watching as you guys were introing
See, there's
it.
5
we're going
points
through the devs, and he
to-
goes, sniping is back.
There's
Noah's
5
so
points to
excited.
capture.
You see the zip line coming through from ship to ship. It just looks so smooth.
Oh, wow.
Chaos
There's
in the
another
air. The
ship
attack
on the back
chopper
over
is
there?
going down, and his team with a slight little lead.
Well, let's see if he can keep it rolling. It's been one heck of a life for him. You know how much he loves to operate with that sniper in hand. He's
Combined
got the
arms
shotgun
domination,
for close
12v12.
range. A reminder, this is combined arms
Man,
domination.
look at all of the
12v12.
areas. Okay, so
And we're
here's
gonna
the
be showing
thing.
a wide range
Here's
of
the
stuff
thing
today,
that
right?
I
We're gonna have
find that's like a little bit difficult with this game, right? So a lot of the people who played Modern Warfare hated the fact that multiplayer had so many different opportunities to get killed from. Like, basically the fact of like a lot of traditional players who had like a 3-lane mode or whatever, you know, you kind of turn a corner and you had to look at like 3 spots that people would be camping at or whatever. And then Modern Warfare brought in, it was like, oh, there's 12 or 15 different spots because it was a lot more open, which gave it a more realistic feel. And the fact that like if you were in the streets of some sort of city or whatever, you literally would have the issue of having to look at like 17 different spots instead of literally just looking at 1 or 2 different spots. And so it made it more realistic, which is what this game is going to have a problem with, right? So like anybody that gets into a certain area is going to have like the immediate issue right around them, and then they're going to have all of these sniper areas or places far off that they're going to have to clear also, and you're going to have to look around like just right there. He was shooting someone on the sub, and then someone up above was able to kill him because there's a whole viewing area that they're able to look at or look from. And so I feel like, I mean, obviously this is their ground war scenario, so this game mode doesn't really do it. But I'm just looking at this map, and I'm like, while it's really cool to look at, I really feel like there's just going to be the same mantra of you can't get into a good kill streak due to the fact of what's going on. Is he not capturing A, or is he? He was down below, and he didn't have the capture area. If you're underwater, you don't capture the zone? That's weird. Okay. Anyway.
As his team, I think, doesn't have a single
Just
cap
moving
as
with
of
the
now.
idea. See,
We're
look,
gonna
he
be
doesn't
hopping
capture
through
when he's
a
underneath the
variety of
water.
matchups.
That's
There's
interesting.
a lot of players playing this, a lot of different streamers. If you're wondering why the score looks a little bit different, we're just hopping to a ton of different
Anyway, it would be
videos
very
showing you guys how
interesting
stuff is breaking down throughout
to
the
see
course
what
of the
happens with
day.
this.
As we
Just
go right
saying.
over to Marksman, and he's in a boat.
You don't like the
looking to
sound of
get
the
his-
guns, Mintus?
Yeah, you can see he's got a turret on him as well.
Yeah,
just
right, Priester.
right, you can
Don't
hear
shoot
that
my boat.
minigun go off later. Priester, that's a nice headshot.
I
Marksman,
like my boat.
known for his search and destroy gameplay. He has been playing Call of Duty for so long since we've been involved. So
Yeah,
great
man, I don't
to
know.
see him involved today. But yeah, just patrolling the area right now with this boat. And well, Swag, he's getting aggressive. He's got the MP5, the classic MP5, and you can just hear Tim yelling.
Yes, Tim, I get it. I'm not a father, but I am also bald, and I know it makes life a little bit more difficult. But Tim, there is love out there for bald men like us, and you're an absolute beast.
So I think
Yeah,
the
are you
guns,
surprised
the
to see
guns of
Swag
Modern
with
Warfare
MP5
had
hand?
absolutely fantastic go. Like the guns of Modern Warfare were pinnacle on like the feel and play of the guns, and it was super great. But I do agree. It's very quick. It seems like it's very quick on both like ADS and shooting mechanics. Seems more arcade Cade-esque, more like you said, Black Ops or Black Ops 4.
That's going to carry on through death, and depending if you're getting a lot of kills.
And so, you know, good and bad on there. Yeah, number 4. They definitely said that there's S&D. Absolutely.
Score streak spam in the past when somebody's going off. The fact that there's going to be kind of a cooldown on it, so there won't be that same spam. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm excited to see how it works in the various pub modes, but we'll take a look at kind of the loadout screen as he's changing, getting into a different one. I think that's courage we're hearing as well, maybe a little coaching for the squad.
At least I do, so that's what I'm going to go looking for.
But like, okay, so like Courage was saying, it's like this is not a typical mode of, you know, Call of Duty or whatever, and it's like, yeah, that's fine and good, but the map is still like this is ground war. So I get that there's a lot of areas to go and all that sort of stuff.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy, like how wild, like just water graphics have gotten. Now that's like a silly thing to talk about when you think about years and years and years ago.
I don't know.
Various games, like, it's just nutty how far it's come.
On this gameplay, I won't be getting it unless they say Zombies is 100%. Zombies is definitely guaranteed. They even showed a clip of Zombies, so they're definitely hyping up with Zombies too.
I am so excited that is back here in Cold War. Nice shots by
That's crazy. You have to worry about people just chilling in the water. I don't know if you can see below the water.
Go around this zone, and well, it is that's not Hutch.
Well, that's Karma.
That's
That is one of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time. Absolute monster.
It is actually one of my favorites to watch at the beginning of the
Oh my gosh. You think the multiplayer will flop?
always switching it up.
I mean, I'm gonna go get my camo.
It's like the guy just loves playing COD.
No, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna get it and play it because that's just me, you know. That's what I'm gonna do.
Coming from his former teammate and Scump, Seth Abner.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Seth Abner is, but yeah, Seth Abner, absolute beast. Okay. Well, maybe to a different POV.
Wait. Oh, he was watching Scump. He wasn't even playing. We were watching Scump. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, I was wondering why I was hearing kind of Seth's call-outs more than anything.
That's a good joke. That was a good joke. I like that they put that in there. That was a really good joke.
I mean, listen, the guy as a boat just flew off.
Oh man. All right, chat. Well, they're just gonna be playing this game, and you know, I'm gonna get back to work because I gotta get back to work. But you know, anyway. Yeah, get the idea of what's going on with it. I mean, I feel like the presentation and the hype up was really, really, really good, as far as like the quote unquote movie that they gave us, right? So like that entire thing like got me really hyped for it. It looked really cool. Obviously with them playing a little bit, it seems you know, it's not super great, but I mean, you could probably have some fun with it. Like I said, there's a whole year of development time that they lost off of this. So I'm really worried about that, I guess. We'll see what happens. But there is a little bit of me. I like some of the ideas that they have made for the different areas. As far as just like this map, the map that has the ships and everything was really cool. The satellite map looked pretty decent. Wasn't too sure about the other ones. I mean, they gave me ideas of old maps or gave me a nostalgia feel on some of the maps or whatever. But it's definitely not as prevalent or good as what I was more or less thinking. I obviously playing it's going to be a lot different than just watching people play it or whatever. But it did look like Zombies was confirmed with the one little section or whatever, and the score streak thing has me worried. I don't know. There's a lot of different things running through my mind right now, and we'll see what happens later. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and go back to work. I'm literally just watching them as they play right now, as I'm sitting here commentating about nothing. But I hope you'll have a great day. I'll be back later tonight for Watching Whatever Wednesday. We can go from there. Enjoy your time, living life. And I will see you guys next time. All right? Goodbye.